Howdy y'all, Jackson here with Ictric Studios, and welcome back to another weekly recap of the World Virtual League of Gridiron Football, this one for Week 6. Let's just hop into the standings. For the Elite Conference, you have the Anchorage Polar Bears leading the way with a record of 5-0-0-0 for 15 points, followed up by the Green Bay Norsemen with a record of 3-2-0-0 and 9 points. Then the Shooter Shoots with a record of 2-3-0-0 and 6 points, and rounding out the rear, the Champaign-Urbana Otter guys with a record of 1-4-0-0 and 3 points. Over in the Star Conference, you have the Nashville Nightmares and Windy City Gust tied for first place, both with a record of 4-1-0-0 and 12 points. In third place, you have the Pawnee Little Sebastians with a record of 1-4-0-0 and 3 points, and rounding out the rear there are the Golden Tate Warriors with a record of 0-5-0-0. Let's hop into the games of the week. First up, we have Champaign-Urbana at Shooter, where the Shoots came away with a 17-7 victory over the Otter guy. For those Otter guys, Andrew Luck was 21 of 34 for 200 yards, a touchdown and interceptions. He also had 4 carries for 13 yards. For the victorious Shoots, Tim Tebow was 15 of 27 for 156 yards, a touchdown and interception. Barry Sanders led the way on the ground with 16 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown. And in the air, Randy Moss came down with 4 receptions, 52 yards, and that passing reception touchdown. Into the second game of the week, the Nashville Nightmares took on the Windy City Gust in Evanston, where the Gust came away with a resounding 40-16 victory. In the losing effort, the Devin Garner was 16 of 36 for 190 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Jerome Bettis led the way on the ground with 37 carries, 223 yards, and a touchdown. He also led the team in receiving with 2 receptions for 23 yards. Over for the Gust, you had Jonathan Crompton going 10 of 15 for 112 yards, a touchdown interception. Glenn Davis led the team on the ground with 29 carries, 218 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also led the team in receiving with 2 receptions for 24 yards and that touchdown. On to the third game of the week, we have Pawnee at Golden Tate, where the Little Sebastians came away with a 17-7 victory over the Warriors. Ryan Fitzpatrick was 22 of 32 for 270 yards, a touchdown and interception. He also had 2 carries for 9 yards, and Torrey Holt led the team in receiving with 6 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown. For the Warriors, Dan Marino is 5 of 9 for 47 yards. Reggie Bush led the way on the ground with 14 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown, and Chad Johnson had 1 reception for 14 yards. Now on to the game of the week. Green Bay at Anchorage. Hello and welcome to Anchorage Football Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska, where the Green Bay Norsemen are taking on the undefeated Anchorage Polar Bears. And it would be those undefeated Polar Bears that would get on the board first, as Bo Jackson would get in from the end zone from 7 yards out. LaDainian Tomlinson and the Norsemen offense would respond with a rushing touchdown of their own, though, theirs of the 5-yard variety. Anchorage would not be deterred, though, as they'd march right back down the field, capping off the drive as Kurt Warner would find Calvin Johnson for a 17-yard score. And later, with the first half coming to a close, they'd extend their lead to 10 with this field goal. And they would continue to roll to start the second half, kicking this field goal on their opening drive. Green Bay would respond on the follow-up drive, though, capping it off as Aaron Rodgers would find Jerry Rice for a 16-yard score, though they'd missed the extra point, leaving it a 7-point game. Early in the fourth, though, Anchorage would once again make it a 10-point game, kicking this field goal. Though being stopped for much of the fourth quarter, the Norsemen would once again make an effort, kicking this field goal to make it a 7-point game once again. Unfortunately for the Norsemen, their onside kick would go unrecovered and the Anchorage Polar Bears would run out the clock, keeping their undefeated season alive, 23-16. In the box score, you can see Aaron Rodgers was 21 of 33 for 214 yards, a touchdown and interception, while LaDainian Tomlinson led the team on the ground with 15 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown, and Jerry Rice led the way through the air, receiving 4 passes for 65 yards and that touchdown. For the victorious Polar Bears, Kurt Warner was 16 of 31 for 183 yards, a touchdown and interception. Bo Jackson carried the team with 24 carries, 172 yards, and a touchdown. And Calvin Johnson had 4 receptions and 67 yards and a touchdown. Thank you all for watching another edition of the World Virtual League of Gridiron Football Weekly Recap. If you liked the video, please remember to leave a like, and if you've enjoyed the series as I poll, to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell if you have not already. And if you'd like to see the full box scores of the games as well as the whole statistical outcomes for the season, remember to click that Operation Sports forum link in the description below. But again, thank you for watching. Bye.